Hello, amazing human beings. This is your school counselor, Miss Rodriguez, and I am here with you. We actually had Monday off, which was amazing. And the reason why we had Monday off is because we were celebrating a federal holiday, which is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. And it's a really big time, not just have a day off, but we really want to reflect on that, like what it is, like what his commitment was to the world, right? His commitment was to bring love to the world, to bring equity to the world, to change unfairness that was happening, if that's even a word. That's what his real commitment was to the world. This week we're also celebrating something called No Name Calling Week, and basically that's all about kind of doing something similar, spreading that message of love. It's about respect and acceptance, right? Regardless of someone's orientation or maybe their gender identity. That's really important, about being loving and respectful of every single human being, treating people equally, knowing that we are all have the same type of blood flowing through our bodies, right? One person shouldn't make another person feel less than ever. And you want to make sure that that's always the way you are, coming from a place of love. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. followed a lot of the philosophy or the thought of Mahatma Gandhi. And Mahatma Gandhi was really big on spreading love and spreading it in a very peaceful way. So you'll notice that a lot of times, excuse me, Dr. Martin Luther King was like that. He wanted to spread love. He was very peaceful. He was a civil rights activist. He was a person that he was just like you and I, right? Kind of growing up. He was a kid at one point. And then in his heart, he knew that what he saw happening in the world was not right. And he said, you know what? I'm going to go to school. I'm going to educate myself. His mom was a teacher. His dad was a preacher. And he said, I'm not. I'm going to make sure that I fight for this. I fight for what is right. And he fought it in a very peaceful manner. And he had his I Had a Dream speech, which was super powerful. And we want to live like that, live in a world where we can continue to want to be people of love, want to spread his message every single day of the year. So I'm going to share a really cool song that I found through Flocabulary. And before I do that, let me just share my screen. I want to show you really quickly on Google Classroom. On your Google Classroom, if you go to classwork, and if you're not on Google Classroom for any reason, just let your teacher know. They'll shoot me an email or a text message and I'll add you on. Under January, what is your dream? And then you have Dr. Martin Luther King's read aloud songs. So there's a lot of different information on here, like read aloud songs, anything you want is on there. And then right here, I was just kind of curious, what is your dream? What are some dreams that you have? I would love for you to answer that question, because it's just something that I'm interested in seeing, and just seeing what your message would be. Like, what is your dream? So we're going to get straight to the song.
Yeah. Today we honor a legend. It's a historical moment. MLK. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life began like yours or mine. Born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1929. Martin Luther and Alberta Williams were his parents' names. With siblings Alfred and Willie, Christine Martin would play games at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta. They were raised. Their father was Minister King, where the congregation praised. Martin graduated from high school early at age 15 and went to Morehouse College, grew in knowledge, though just a teen. He learned thorough protest to slavery in 1849. Then at Rosa Seminary, he saw God's great design. He with the peaceful tactics Mahatma Gandhi used at every turn. Though he finished top of his class, he still had so much to learn. So off he went to study at Boston University. Met and married his wife Coretta Scott in 1953. Learned theology, worked toward diversity, cared for the poor. Billy took a job as a pastor in 1954. 'Twas in Montgomery, Alabama, where hate was winning out. The whites claimed things were separate but equal, but Martin had his doubts. Jim Crow laws enforced separation between the blacks and white. Blacks sat in the back of the bus, violating human rights. In 55, Rosa Parks was arrested for sitting in the front. Without a doubt, this historic event forced the battlefront. So Martin led a bus boycott. People walked to inspire a fix. Till the protesters plead the laws for change in 56.
Dr. King preached resistance. Was most effective through nonviolence.
Martin continued to advocate for the NAACP. He spoke of civil rights as he traveled from sea to sea. Next, he led the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to help people toward the goal of fairness and tolerance. At the Lincoln Memorial, he backed the Civil Rights Act, which later became a law that no one could redact. He staged sit-ins where blacks were sitting, white-only spaces. Arrests followed as segregation fueled hate between the races. In Birmingham, there were boycotts against the businesses they protested. Laws had gone uncontested. Adults and children were beaten, fire hose detested. The people hoped for a change, but instead were arrested. The media caught it all, shown on every TV station, heard on radio, in the news, and made an angry nation. Social and financial pressures were felt in Birmingham. It was time to change unfair laws before they heard from Uncle Sam. In '63, JFK introduced the Civil Rights Bill. King held a march in Washington to affirm the people's will. In King's famous I Have a Dream speech, Martin boldly said his dream was that one day the news of equality would spread. So one day his 4 children would grow up to live in a place where they would no longer dwell, separated by their race. A nation where children aren't judged by the color of their skin, but rather by their character, as it should have always been. Yeah.
Dr. King preached resistance. Was most effective through nonviolence.
That's right. Non-violence. This Dr. King's words were televised, inspired every nation. The Civil Rights Bill passed in '64, a righteous declaration. That same year, Dr. King was honored, as was most deserved. Peaceful opposition was the way he always served. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, though he had more to promote. Progress had been made, but still so hard for blacks to vote. In '65, he planned to march from Selma to Montgomery. State troopers tried to stop their track across the country. That's right. President Johnson sent his federal troops for their protection, so they had the chance to voice their literacy, test objections. Not long after President Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act, giving all citizens equal rights to vote. As a matter of fact, Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream to liberate, but soon he was assassinated in 1968. President Reagan ensured that his deeds would be retold, making the third Monday in January a day we behold. Yeah, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is a national holiday, a time to remember he paid with his life to bring a better way. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is a national holiday. Let's go. A time to remember he paid with his life to bring a better way.
Dr. King preached resistance. Was most effective through nonviolence.
Non-violence.
Dr. King preached resistance.
Troops for their protection, so they had the chance to voice their literacy. Non-violence.
Dr. King preached resistance.
Sorry for the last part. I totally clicked on it by mistake. But the fact that he preached resistance, right? He wanted to make sure that his voice, people's voices were being heard. And it showed through their actions, whether it was bus boycott, which was amazing. What a great idea. Guess what? If we're not going to be treated fairly going on the bus, we're not going to take the bus. We're not going to give you money for a bus where people have to sit in the back of a bus. Absolutely not. And just coming together like that was what he did and what he created for us. He created a place of fairness and love. And we want to make sure that we continue that message. Have a super awesome, amazing day.